All right, now this is 6 minutes past 4 p.m. and let's take a look at the voter turnout. Asavri, give us the figures.
Well, thank you so much, Megha. Of course, starting out with Uttar Pradesh, Azamgarh, where 45.38% voters have cast their votes up until 3 p.m. Shifting our focus to Haryana, where in Gurgaon, 41.31% voters have cast their votes up until 3 p.m. Bihar, Shiohar, 48.19% voters have cast their votes. Shifting our focus to Odisha, where in Sambalpur, 52.77% voters have already cast their votes. Shifting our focus to Jammu and Kashmir, wherein in Anantnag, Rajouri, 44.41% voters have already cast their votes. When we take a look at Haryana and specifically Kurukshetra, 50.17% voters have cast their votes. Speaking of Karnal, 46.24% voters have cast their votes. Remember, viewers, these are numbers coming in up until 3 p.m. When we take a look at Delhi and specifically New Delhi, 42.17% voters have cast their votes. So it has truly picked up since the last time we saw the voter turnout. Taking a look at Northwest Delhi, 44.78% voters have already cast their vote. Northeast Delhi, when we take a look at it, 47.85% voters have cast their votes up until 3 p.m. Shifting our focus to Uttar Pradesh, wherein in Sultanpur, 45.31% voters have already cast their votes up until 3 p.m. Delhi, Chandni Chowk, 43.24% voters have already cast their votes up until 3 p.m. East Delhi, 44.70% voters have cast their votes. So, when we look at Delhi, all the figures are there in the 40% margin. West Delhi over here, we have 44.91% voters have already cast their votes. South Delhi, 42.96% voters have cast their votes. When we take a look at Haryana and specifically Hisar, 45.28% voters have already cast their votes up until 3 p.m. Sirsa, 49.44% voters have cast their votes up until 3 p.m. Haryana and specifically Sonipat, 46.14% voters have already cast their votes. Taking a look at Gopalganj, wherein 41.51% voters have already cast their vote. We, of course, have Ambala over here in Haryana, where 48.31% voters have exercised their democratic right. Taking a look at Bhiwani, Mahendragarh, where 47.25% voters have already cast their votes. Maharajganj, where 42.47% voters have already cast their votes. Shifting our focus to Jharkhand and specifically Ranchi, 54.25% voters have already cast their votes, so a little slightly better over there in Jharkhand. Odisha and specifically Puri, 48.17% voters. Odisha, Bhubaneswar, 42.53% voters have already cast their votes. In Jharkhand, Jamshedpur, 56.14% voters have cast their votes. Of course, Jharkhand looking slightly better. When we talk about Cuttack, 43.52% voters have already cast their votes. We, of course, have Allahabad over here in Uttar Pradesh, 41.04% voters have already cast their votes. Uttar Pradesh and Bhadoi specifically, 42.39% voters have cast their votes. Taking a look at Shravasti, 43.50% voters have cast their votes up until 3 p.m. Speaking of Basti, 47.03% voters have exercised their democratic rights. And shifting our focus to West Bengal, where we see the numbers looking much better, 71.60% in Tamluk till 3 p.m. Here we have Kanti in West Bengal, 71.63% voters have cast their votes, looking much better than the rest of the constituencies. West Bengal, Medinipur, 67.91% voters have cast their votes up until 3 p.m. So these are, of course, all the key constituencies and the voter turnout that we have been tracking for you. Back to you, Megha.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.